Pete Agnew of Nazareth remembers the big ones, Hair of the Dog and Love Hurts. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. Nazareth was a big band before 1975 when Love Hurts and Hair of the Dog hit. But in 75, things did change with that album and those two songs. I asked Pete Agnew all about that.
You know, in 1975 with Hair of the Dog and Love Hurts, how much did that change the band? I mean, there was no denying that in 75, it's like the world heard you.
Well, it was, the thing is with the band, we were doing very, very well and throughout the world, mainly, all of Europe, which is most bands, British bands, are very, very happy to be big in Britain. That's that. But you can't make an entire career. Well, there's very few can make an entire career out of this little island. There's only so much you can do here. So you had to make it in Europe. You had to out there in Germany and all these places. But the big one was always to prove yourself. You had to get a hit in America. I mean, it always was. That had to think. And we'd done good. And I mean, Canada was always still is a favourite place to go. I mean, Canada was really, really great to us. We were already huge in Canada before Hair of the Dog. All our albums up until then, I had 3 platinum albums up in Canada by the time we did Hair of the Dog. We never had any hits in the States. But when you get the hit in the States, that was like somebody put the approved mark. They stamped your head. You've done it. You've made it in the home of rock and roll, where it came from. And that was very, very important. And what happened was that's almost as if you get your tick at the top of the thing to say, that's it, son, you've made it. You've done it, and you've done it in America as well. And that was very important to the band. And we then had that huge country that we could tour all the time. And then between that, Canada, Brazil, we've always been lucky with all the places we could tour. That gave the stamp of approval, I think, with that album, that Hair of the Dog, and because you see the actual Hair of the Dog album, it was massive in America. That wasn't the biggest album in Europe, even after it was huge in America. It wasn't the biggest selling album of the band in Europe, and with that, we still. It was a hit. The song "Son of a Bitch" was a hit, but it was a big hit in America because it was a swear word. When you're playing in Germany, it didn't mean anything. The swear word didn't mean anything. Actually, it didn't mean that much in Britain either, to tell you the truth.
What was the biggest album then?
Well, there were several. Loud and Proud was a massive album. It was Razamanaz, but Loud and Proud was a very, very big album because it had This Flight Tonight on it. In Germany that was massive. You see, what happened with the big hit on Hair of the Dog was Love Hurts, but in America it was only on the American copy. We did Love Hurts when we recorded Love Hurts. We recorded it as a B-side. It wasn't on the album. It wasn't on the Hair of the Dog album. When Hair of the Dog was released all throughout the world, all throughout Europe and South America, every place, it had a song called Guilty on it. It was a Randy Newman song. And when we took the album, it was being released in America later. And when we took the album to, it was released at the same time, but we took the album to Jerry Moss at A&M Records. And he heard Love Hurts that we'd recorded and said, these are going to be B-sides, because you'd take a track off an album, and then they used to always take another track and put it as a B-side, which we always thought, that's horrible. You're stripping your album. So then bands used to record other songs to put on B-sides, of singles. Yeah. So that was Love Hurts. And when he heard Love Hurts, he said, this is amazing. I'm taking Guilty off the album and I'm putting Love Hurts on it. Well, God bless you, Jerry, because it became the biggest hit we've ever had, But what happened with it, that was a huge hit in Hair of the Dog in America, but was never on these other ones. So when it appeared in Europe, it appeared as a single only, and then it went on a Greatest Hits album in Europe later. So that Hair of the Dog album didn't have that big hit on it, So it was a huge seller in America. Oh, it's a huge selling album. I mean, it was probably the biggest selling album of Nazareth in the world, but that's because of the American sales,
Nazareth have just released their 24th studio album, Tattooed on My Brain. You can pick it up on their website. We'll have links in the description of this video, and we'll have more conversations with Pete coming up next week. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music.